What's up guys, Greg here. I'd like to thank all of the recent subscribers and everyone who's checked out my videos that I've done over the last month, and especially all the people who dropped comments. That's really what keeps me motivated to keep putting out these videos, is to see your guys' comments and to see that you get something out of the videos, whether it's a laugh or, just gain some new knowledge. Today, I have a question for you. I'm gonna go ahead outside into the Miata and we'll get this thing started. Have you ever been in your Miata? Throttle just welded to the floor, rowing through the gears, desperately trying to catch that Vespa in the bike lane. When you think to yourself, you know what? The shifting in my Miata is not quite as precise as it once was. Or maybe you even miss a gear occasionally. Maybe you'll get a loose feeling in your shifter, like you're moving around a wooden spoon in a pint glass. Well, then this video is for you, friend. Because today we're going to look at how to rebuild a Miata shifter. I bought my kit from mossmiata.com. Runs about 85 bucks and includes the rubber upper boot. You can see how much play the shifter has. This is in 4th gear, so this may be an indicator that you at least need a new shifter bushing. But you should probably think about doing the whole kit if it's got a lot of miles on it. Now, I want to show you something on the shifter. See this rubber ring right here? Mine's all cracked and torn, but if you do an aftermarket boot, this, I think, cleans up the look of the shifter. I am not making this up. It is called a ball cock shank washer. Every Miata needs a ball cock shank washer. Pro tip, it's actually a part for a toilet. You can pick it up at Home Depot and Dixie Line. So start off by removing your shift knob. It simply unthreads. Once that's off, you can start attacking your center console. You're gonna see a Phillips head screw here, 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 and 2 inside here. Once you remove those screws, you just simply lift up at the front. At the back, it just needs to slide off of those trunk and gas door releases. I know you 1990 guys are jealous of my trunk release right here. Next, you're ready to attack your lower rubber boot with these 4 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you remove those bolts and set them aside, you're ready to pull off your upper rubber boot. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt because of that white ring right there. It does slide up off of the shifter. Sometimes it can be really stuck if it's the first time taking it off. My boot, you can see, is actually completely ripped through. So I'm just gonna take it off because I'm not gonna reuse it. Putting that new upper boot on is gonna eliminate a lot of noise. Next is going to be this top plate that holds the shifter into the turret. You can see that mine is torn and leaking, and this causes the car to smell like transmission fluid. So to get this off, you just need to unthread the 3 10mm bolts. Once you get those bolts out, you can pull out the shifter and the top plate. Disgusting black fluid. My transmission has about 80,000 on it, so I mean this is so easy to do. You at least want to change your fluid probably, I don't know, whenever you do your transmission fluid, maybe every 50,000 or so. A lot of guys use a turkey baster to get the old fluid out. I do not have a turkey baster, so I'm gonna use this nice little soap pumper. That disgusting. I'm gonna put the camera down so I don't spill this cup everywhere. Whatever you're using to suck the fluid out, make sure you get it into where the shifter actually goes and way down on the side like that to make sure you're getting as much fluid as possible out. There is a little drain plug for the turret, but you have to get underneath the car, so this way is a little bit easier. You want to try to get as much of that old fluid out of there as possible. Next, we're going to pull out that white bushing. These 2 parts are going to come out. Next up, we're going to be working with the shifter. My shifter bushing is cracked, and you can kind of see some wear on it. That bad boy just going to pop right off. You can use pliers to pull it off. If you're replacing it, it doesn't really matter if you break it. Next up is this little guy. You can use a pick or a small flathead screwdriver and pretty much just prise right out. Now what we gotta do is get this bad boy off. What you have to do is use an X-Acto blade or some other creative method to cut away the rubber, and you'll be able to slide this up off of the shifter. Once you have most of the rubber cut away, you can just work this ring right off the shifter. This bushing will come with it. Next, you're gonna put these two parts together. You can see there's a little groove in that plastic ring where those little metal teeth go. Drop that bad boy right on, just like that. Take your new upper plate, give it a little spray of your lubricant of choice. You're gonna slide this right down the shifter. Make sure this little ring actually pops into place like that. Cap full of my synthetic gear oil. So whenever you need, you dip your finger in there, get a little oil on these parts, make them easier to install. You're gonna pop this just like that. Same thing with the new shifter bushing. Pops right on. Next up, another set of rings to put together. This is the one that's going to drop back into the turret. Make sure you're using the one with that groove in it. Back at the shifter, we can put our little assembly in. Can literally just pop that in by hand. Alright, let's refill this turret. The internet says somewhere between 80 and 90 milliliters of fluid. Next up, you're going to drop the shifter in. There's only one way it goes in, so you can't really mess it up. That's it. You can line this plate up, thread those bolts in. Alright, so check this out. You do not need to hire a silverback gorilla to tighten these 10 millimeter bolts into your aluminum turret. The bolt is just to where I can't twist it anymore with the ratchet vertical, you know, just to where it stops. And you're only going to tighten it about 1/8 of a turn more. Look at that little freaking liquid on my lens. I hear about people breaking these bolts all the time. They're not lug nuts, guys. They don't need 90 pound-feet of torque. We're talking probably like 10 pound-feet, maybe. Like spark plug, which a lot of people over-tighten as well. And then you strip your head out, and then you have a bad time. You're going to want to put some lube on that shifter. I'm not going to do it on video because it's highly suggestive. Ah, look at that. Alright. Once you get that fresh boot installed, just reinstall those 4 10 millimeter bolts. Just got to slide your handles through right there. You will get the shifter through the boot. Tighten all your Phillips head screws. Thread your shifter back on. Perfect time to go buy yourself a new ball cock shank washer. You can use a little bit of blue Loctite on the shifter so your shift pattern is aligned when you put it on. It actually stays in place. Check this out. Remember how much play there was before? Look at that. Doesn't even move. Alright guys, well that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe. I got links to my Twitter and Instagram in the description. And if you have any videos that you would like to see come to life, drop a comment. I check them every day.